Earl was different from the very beginning. While most kittens his age slowly learned to eat solid food, all he ever wanted was his bottle. No matter how full he was, the moment the bottle was gone, he cried for more. He was only about 3 weeks old when he and his sister were rescued, likely from a hoarding situation. At that age, bottle feeding was normal, but Earl clung to it long after his sister had moved on. Every feeding was a scene. Earl would grab onto the bottle with his tiny paws, pressing and pushing as if he could somehow make more milk appear. His whole body focused on it, and when it was over, he wasn't satisfied. He would pace, cry, and look around until another bottle appeared. It was clear this little guy had a stubborn streak. Normally, kittens start weaning when a little wet food is added to their formula. It's a gentle way to introduce them to big boy food. With most kittens, it works easily, but Earl wasn't like most kittens. He seemed to know exactly what was happening, and he wasn't having it. He would sniff at the food, glance at his foster mom with a look of pure suspicion, and walk away. His foster mom tried putting formula in a bowl to trick him into trying. Earl wasn't fooled. He circled the food, cried loudly, and refused to touch it. He wanted his bottle, and nothing else would do. "Are you just going to drink bottles for the rest of your life?" his foster mom laughed. And for a while, it felt like he really might. Sometimes Earl pretended to play along. He would walk over to the wet food dish where his sister was eating, lower his head like he was about to try, and then back away without taking a single bite. It was pure toddler behavior. Stubborn, dramatic, and a little bit funny. Weeks passed and still he resisted. His foster mom worried he might never give up the bottle. But finally, about 4 weeks later, something clicked. Earl leaned down, took a real bite of food, and realized it wasn't so bad after all. Once he figured out that eating from a dish worked, he never looked back. That was Earl in a nutshell. He did things on his own time in his own way. From the start, he had more personality than his tiny body could hold. He wasn't easy to raise, but he was unforgettable. Life with Earl was never boring. He had a way of turning even simple moments into comedy. His foster mom joked that he could have full conversations with her, crying loudly and answering back as if he understood every word. If she told him to try real food, he would meow back in protest. If she scolded him for climbing where he shouldn't, he would let out a sound that felt like pure sass. Earl was also clever. He figured out how to use his big round head to push his way out of the playpen, ignoring every barrier meant to keep him safe. His foster mom often found herself laughing, even when she was frustrated. "Earl, stop it." "Earl, quit," she would say, but Earl never really listened. He had his own ideas. People online couldn't get enough of him. Some even joked that Earl looked like a little ball of lint with eyes. His fuzzy fur and determined expressions made him stand out. But beyond the jokes, everyone could see how special he was. For his foster mom, raising Earl was exhausting but rewarding. Bottle babies are always hard work, sleepless nights, constant feedings, and endless cleaning. Earl added his own layer of stubbornness, refusing to move on when he should have. But with all the frustration came laughter. His antics, his stubborn attitude, and his little quirks made every moment worth it. As he grew, Earl's softer side came out too. For all his demands and dramatics, he loved to cuddle. He curled up with his teddy bear after feedings, holding it close like a baby would. He napped soundly when he finally wore himself out, looking sweet and peaceful. When he discovered toys, his playful side exploded. He tumbled around with his sister, batted at strings, and pounced on anything that moved. His days of only thinking about bottles were behind him. Now he was exploring, playing, and learning what it meant to just be a kitten. Looking back, Earl's foster mom often laughed at how far he had come. From refusing to eat anything but a bottle to finally gobbling down his food like a champ, his journey showed how unique every rescue can be. Not all kittens follow the same path. Some, like Earl, take the long way around. But that's what made him special. His strong will, his funny behavior, and his unique personality turned him into a one-of-a-kind kitten. He might have been exhausting at times, but he brought constant joy to the people around him. Earl's story is a reminder that rescue isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. The stubborn ones, the difficult ones, and the ones who do everything on their own schedule often bring the biggest smiles in the end. If Earl's story made you laugh or touched your heart, give this video a like. Share it so more people can see how rescue changes lives, even for the most stubborn kittens. And if you've had a rescue like Earl, tell your story in the comments. We'd love to hear it.